First of all, we start off with the first house. And the first house is all about you and who you are and, what you're doing and ego and all that kind of stuff. And it's about you, Y-O-U. And in your first house, you have a thing with a circle and a cross in it. And this thing with the circle and the cross in it is the part of fortune. And the part of fortune is where we find your passion and where you find your happiness and what you enjoy doing. And she loves being her own master. She loves being independent. She doesn't like working for anybody else. And she's happiest and in her passion when she's working for herself. Mm-hmm. So she's an incredible woman. She's got great energy. And she can sell ice, honestly, to the Eskimos. She could, but she has to do it for herself. If she worked for a company as an employee, it wouldn't be the same. She wouldn't like that. In her second house, she has nothing, according to my chart here. What's she got there? She's something.
Nothing.
Nothing there. No. Okay. In her third house, she has Uranus. Now, first of all, let's go back to the second house because that's the house of finances and it's the house of money issues and assets. Now, if you've got nothing in that house, it means that you've worked through them in a past lifetime. Mm-hmm. It doesn't mean to say that, you're not going to have any money and you're going to have problems. It's not. It's got to do with where you've got planets in houses. That's where you've got lessons to learn.
So what you're saying is if she did work for herself, then there wouldn't be a financial impediment.
Well, there shouldn't be. She's just started a new career, so she's started building up into that new career, but it's going to be very profitable for her if she wants it to be. And then, of course, the third house is the house of communications, and it's also the house of brothers and sisters. And in that house, she has her Uranus, and she also has trans-Pluto. Now, trans-Pluto is all about transformation through the area of communications. And in this incarnation, she should have come to learn to speak to people, to learn to communicate with people, and to learn to sell, mm-hmm. And she's doing that. But also Uranus there indicates that she, any thing to do with brothers and sisters, if she has any, there could be sudden and unexpected issues with them, mm-hmm. Lessons that she needs to learn with them that happen just out of the blue. I would really need to sit and talk to her about that. But Uranus also is about the internet, and it's about television and radio and communications. It's very much into communications. And of course it's in her third house, which is communications. She's right on track with what she's doing, really. And in her fourth house, which is the house of home and family, and it's also the house of real estate. This is interesting because she can sell real estate. If she wanted to, she could sell it very well. There's a recession at the moment, I know, and things are very, 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 very hard for a lot of people around the world at the moment. But she has a north node there, which shows that's where she's going. And she has Pluto there, which is transformation. Now, those two issues in that house of home and family and also the house of real estate indicate that she's got to learn about home and family. And she's also got to learn about, the area of real estate and buying and selling and doing up and all that kind of thing. She would do very, very well. She could transform herself through that area of career. In her fifth house, which is the house of children and creativity, she has Neptune, and she's an incredibly creative person. She has a doorway from this world to the next with regard to the creative within her. And she's quite an amazing person. And also, she may have had, a few problems having children or an illusion over having children, expecting a child to be one way and the child was another way. Her sixth house is empty, and that means that health and healing, work and service, she's worked through that in the past. It may visit her in her transits, but which is the daily projection of the planets. But, she's not going to really have a great deal of problems in her life with that. When you look at Farrah Fawcett's chart, and when you look at Michael Jackson's chart, they've all chosen to have problems in their you know, in their area of health. She's got no problems there at all. And if she does have anything there, it's going to be connected to, you know, just minor things usually. Her 7th house is the house of marriage and relationships, and in that house she has Jupiter. Now she's either going to have a good relationship which will be long lasting, or she could have a relationship that really gets out of hand and becomes a real problem for her in that area. So again, I can't talk to her, I don't know about her, but I don't even know if she's still married, but with Jupiter there, everything is out of control. It's big, it's major, it's growth and expansion as well in that area. In her 8th house, and we talked about the 8th house with the deaths of the 2 people today, she has Saturn, and Saturn is there, to me, whenever I see Saturn in the 8th house, it means that she's either misused the energy in a past lifetime, or she's been used and abused. And looking at this, she's been used and abused.
And if it was retrograde, would you assume?
Oh God, retrograde. I mean, it means that she's just, you know, she can't forgive actually on a deep subconscious level. She's got a lot there that's eating away at her. She's got some fear there about, you know, metaphysics, and she's had this gift before. She's been abused for using it. She may have been killed for using it. And I feel that on a deep subconscious level, if she's using the gift now, she needs to clear the past, because the past is holding her back. And there's a fear there of being either hurt again or killed again or put in prison for the use of it and that kind of thing. In the 9th house, she's a very spiritual woman on a deep subconscious level and on a conscious level. And she has a lot of beautiful energy that can enable her to, you know, communicate with God. She has like a doorway, you know, direct contact with the higher source. And it's higher learning, of course. She's got a lot of awareness there for higher learning, and also the house of travel. Her 10th house is what interests me more than anything, because it's full. And she's come to be famous. She's come to be a star. She's come to be somebody. She's come to be, I mean, I would not be surprised if this woman doesn't get on television or radio or becomes a very public person or a well-known person in her life, because it's all there for her to go out there and become da-da, if you know what I mean. You know, she's got everything there. In her 11th house, she has no planets. She again has learned all the lessons of hopes, wishes and dreams, and she needs to remember that she can manifest and she can create her own reality. And again, the 12th house, deep subconscious issues. She has got some there from that past lifetime, but I feel she can work them through, and especially with past life therapy, and I honestly feel that she will do that. But she's got nothing right deep inside of her. She, just before I go, she's an Aries sun sign, but she's also a Gemini. She's got Gemini rising over on the ascendant. And she's very humanitarian in her energy. Her energy is very Aquarian, very humanitarian. And of course, at the moment, Jupiter is going through Aquarius, and she's, you know, she's reaping the benefits from that with the changes that she's making. So